Hi everyone, it's KnightFighter22 here, and I'm just going to go through my latest chess game that I played on chess.com. And this game was played against goodluckjohn, who was rated about 1,000, and I was rated about 989. So goodluckjohn starts with the rete, and I played d5 here, and this is actually regarded as one of the best moves countering the rete. And d4. And I just like to play sort of like a queen's counter gambit, quite an aggressive opening. And my opponent, he doesn't take the pawn, knight c3, and knight c6, e3. That's a pretty good move as well, just solid everything up. It does block in the queenside bishop a little bit. It would be good if he moved the bishop first and then played e3. But that was okay. And I just play a6 here because I'm looking at this square on b5, and the bishop and the knight are bearing down on it, so I just thought if I would defend that like that. So he plays h3 now. I think he's doing the same, but it's not as dangerous as mine. And I go bishop f5, and he captures pawn, and I think I make a little bit of a mistake here. I play e6 so I can capture the pawn, but what this lets him do is bishop d3, and if you look, there's not many good options for my bishop, so I pretty much have to trade off those bishops. And after queen takes, it just gives him more attacking chances. So bishop takes c5, and goodluckjohn castles. And I just go knight from g to e7, because I think that if you played the knight to f6, there's not really much chance, because you've got this square on g4 with this pawn, and he's got pretty much e4 control as well, so I didn't want to do that. So he played a3, and then I just castle as well. And now he goes b4 with the bishop, and I was on pre-move actually, so I did make a mistake and I played f6. But he was on pre-move as well, so he played bishop b2, and then I retreat the bishop. So we did get the moves that we wanted, just in a weird order. And I think that looking at this position now, it's fairly equal. We've both got good attacking chances. His c pawn is a little bit out of kilter with his other pawns, but apart from that, I think everything's pretty good. So he retreats his knight back to e2, hoping to get it to one of these nice jump points, outpost squares, either f4 or d4. But I just stopped this with e5, and he moves his knight over to h4 now. So I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get this other knight onto the square here, f5. But I just play queen up to c7, because once he plays knight f5, he wants to trade off my knights and get his queen there. I can just play e4, and there's nothing he can do to save the knight, because the queen's got to move. So the queen moves off, and I capture the knight, and now he plays knight g3. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to completely clear the air, and he's going to sacrifice both rooks to get rid of this pawn and then checkmate on this g7 square with my king. It's a very risky plan, but let's see if it works. So knight takes g3, and pawn takes g3, and after bishop takes g3, he just completely smashes in there, rook takes f6. Now I calculated, I can see a checkmate line. If you want, you can just pause the video and have a look if you can see the checkmate line for me. Okay, so this is what I calculated. Rook takes f6, and I thought he might have played rook to f1 here, and he's like, okay, we'll trade off the rooks and everything will be okay, because then I can get checkmate after he moves his queen. But what happens is I go bishop h2, and this forces the king to move to h1, and then rook takes f1 as mate. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. It was one that I really enjoyed, and I would like to do some more videos on my losses, but I'm just working my way up the league table until I get to a rating where I sort of go down and not really get higher anymore. But it was a pretty good game. Let me know what you think, and good luck with your chess. I'll see you next